You're a total and complete embarrassment in every possible way. Take a good look at yourself, Peter Griffin. You're a waste of a man.
Welcome back to Quahog, the channel for animation lovers. In this video, we'll explore the life of Meg Griffin from Family Guy, a character who is kind and generous despite being bullied. Here are 10 times she did something nice. Number 10. Meg gave Peter timely first aid.
Pretty good. It's kind of cool cutting something that's not me.
Wow, that's some very impressive work.
It's easy for Meg to dissect a pig because she is a pig.
Hey!
Meg is a brilliant student who excels in biology class. Her teacher recognizes her potential and arranges for her to intern with Dr. Hartman at the hospital. There, Meg learns many valuable skills that could save lives in critical situations. However, when Dr. Hartman has to leave for a family emergency, Meg is let go because she is not a licensed doctor yet.
Well, I think I want to go into medicine, so I was shadowing Dr. Hartman. I've actually been learning a lot, but then he just left me here.
She feels disappointed and restless until she sees on TV that Peter is about to do a dangerous stunt with a leopard. She knows that Peter is reckless and foolish, but she still cares for him as her father. She and her family rush to the studio to stop him, but they are too late. The leopard attacks Peter and leaves him bleeding profusely.
I'm asking you who's on first.
Meg does not hesitate to use her skills to stop the bleeding and stabilize Peter. She saves his life with her quick thinking and kindness.
Hang in there, Dad. I'm gonna get you fixed up.
You can do it, Meg.
Come on, Meg, you gotta save him.
Peter, you need to let go.
Number 9. Helped Patty escape from Brian's love trap.
Brian, what are you doing here?
I'm here to pick up Patty. We're going to see a movie called Brittany Finds a Lump.
You're parked in Mr. Tackleman's space.
You're going on a date with Patty? I told you to back off.
Meg is a good friend who wants the best for Patty. They hitchhiked with Brian to school one day, not knowing that he was a creep. Brian spotted Patty's gym bag in his car and followed her to the changing room, where he glimpsed her in her bra and panties and fell for her. He later questioned Meg about Patty's likes and dislikes, planning to seduce her. Meg realized that Brian was dangerous and attempted to warn Patty about him.
She loves anything where a teenage girl is sick and dies of cancer. Or any movie where a character is named Patty. Ugh, she loses her mind for that.
Well, okay, Miss Chatterbox, you better get off to school.
She stepped in when Brian harassed Patty at the mall and told Patty that Brian was too old for her. But Brian ignored Meg and continued to chase Patty. He lured Patty to a remote place to see the stars. He was about to assault her by taking off her sweater. Meg showed up and dragged Patty away from Brian. She brought Patty home and prevented a tragedy.
Brian, stop! You don't have to do this, Patty. Brian's just taking advantage of you.
What? That's crazy.
What? Why would he do that?
Because you have an amazing body.
Number 8. Meg resists the unfair treatment of Lois and Peter.
I'm gonna finger bang the two of you at the same time. Bang, bang!
Hey, me too! Bang!
Oh, no one wants to get finger banged by you, Meg.
Why don't you just go do that to yourself, Meg?
Meg is a brave girl who stands up for herself against her abusive family. A storm forces the Griffin family to stay indoors. They have nothing to do and play a gunfight game together. But when Meg tries to join them, they mock her and make her feel unwelcome. Then, when Meg opens a soda can and makes a loud sound, Peter snaps at her and tells her to shut up. Meg does not take his rudeness and confronts him, exposing his flaws and failures.
I am sick of all you guys ganging up on me. You guys all think you're so much better than me.
Oh, Meg, that is the least fancy thing I have ever heard.
Lois and Chris join Peter and gang up on Meg. But Meg does not back down and fights back, revealing their own shortcomings and insecurities. She makes Lois cry when she tells her that she hates her family and wants to leave them as soon as she turns 18.
I needed you to protect me from the world, to be my guide, to help me navigate the difficult, confusing, and vulnerable journey to becoming a person. You have done none of those things.
And when Peter attempts to lighten the mood with a joke, Meg shuts him down and tells him that he is the worst of them all.
You're a total and complete embarrassment in every possible way. Take a good look at yourself, Peter Griffin. You're a waste of a man.
Number 7. Meg ruined the life of a fraudster.
Ah, my darling has appetite of Siberian walrus and is just as fragrant.
Meg is a determined girl who falls for a Russian guy named Ivan and agrees to stay in Russia with him. After a minor health scare, Ivan acts like he loves Meg so much that he asks her to marry him, which she gladly does.
What do you say, Meg? Will you make me happiest man in all of Russia, which is admittedly a very low bar?
Oh, Ivan, yes, yes, yes!
But when Meg reveals her disappointment at how her family missed her wedding, Ivan proposes that they go to America for a final farewell. As she walks away to call them, she catches her husband laughing about how he was only marrying her to get a green card and move to the United States. As an act of vengeance, Meg posts several tweets under Ivan's name, mocking the Russian way of life and getting him shot by the police before leaving him for good. Number 6. Meg rescued Peter in North Korea.
You're going down, Meg.
Lacey Chabert?
That's right. This should be my Olympics.
Shut up, Meg!
No, you shut up, Meg.
No, you shut up, Meg!
Shut up, Meg.
Meg is a biathlon champion who has dedicated her life to the Olympic dream. She convinces her family to witness her glory at the finals, where she dominates the competition and earns a spot in the South Korea Games. Peter, on the other hand, is a nuisance who gets himself into trouble in Korea when he disrespects a train conductor, who banishes him to North Korea.
You flush underwear in train toilet?
Yeah, they were done.
This illegal. I want you off train.
The family decides to rescue him, but Meg refuses to help and sticks to her race. Peter is captured and sentenced to death by a firing squad. Meg, however, changes her mind and shows up in time to save him.
Meg! Meg, that was amazing!
They fight their way out of North Korea, using guns and gadgets like in the GoldenEye 007 video game. Number 5. Saving Stewie from choking on grapes.
So listen, I was wondering, do you think you could take Stewie to a birthday party today?
The birthday boy was premature, so he looks like a 12-inch tall Rachel Dratch.
This episode shows how Meg cares for her baby brother Stewie, even when no one else does. Lois leaves Meg in charge of taking Stewie to a birthday party, where she faces the scorn of a rude woman for not bringing a cup. Meanwhile, Stewie is tempted by a feast of snacks, including a bunch of grapes that lure him with a catchy song.
Come and eat us, we won't choke you, put us in your cheeks.
Oh, okay, these grapes seem nice enough. They said they won't choke me.
He falls for their trap and ends up choking on them. Luckily, Meg comes to his rescue and performs the Heimlich maneuver on him. She vows to never leave him alone again and hugs him tightly. Stewie is touched by her kindness and thanks her sincerely.
Meg! You saved me! You're my hero!
I am not letting you out of my sight again.
Number 4. She assists her family in leaving Cutawayland.
Hitler head, yo! He cried like a bitch when I did it. Let's get out of here.
Meg demonstrates her bravery by slaying Hitler, the most wicked dictator ever. Peter and his family are trapped in a world of cutaway gags and need to find a way out. Joe tells them to go to the first cutaway gag ever and kill Hitler before he starts World War II.
Well, according to a 16-year-old autistic fan in Akron, Ohio, in order for the Griffins to escape from a theoretical cutaway land, they must first journey back to the original Family Guy cutaway with Adolf Hitler and kill him.
The Griffins find Hitler at Das Gym, where he is jealous of a Jewish muscle man. Lois hesitates to murder someone, even Hitler, and Brian criticizes her for being too soft. Chris tells Brian to stop being a smug liberal.
Human being? It's Hitler! Wow, the middle-class morality of Brian Griffin.
Their argument is cut short by Meg, who shows up with Hitler's head in her hands. She bravely did what no one else could and secured her family's escape from Cutawayland.
Wait, we're back!
Meg, you saved us.
Number 3. Helps Peter win over Karen.
You're a jerk, Karen!
Meg was appalled by how Karen treated Peter during the family football game on Thanksgiving. She saw how Karen brutally attacked Peter with her wrestling move and left him in pain. She felt sorry for Peter and decided to help him stand up to his sister.
Dad, I know you can stand up to Aunt Karen. And maybe if you finally do, she'll stop terrorizing you and you won't have to take it out on me for the rest of my life.
You know what, Meg? you're right.
She suggested that he should challenge her to a wrestling match. He managed to land a few hits on her, but she soon overpowered him and almost broke his arms. Just then, Meg came to the rescue, wearing a wrestling costume and carrying a chair. She slammed the chair on Karen's head, knocking her down. She then revealed her identity to Peter and told him that she loved him and would always defend him.
Meg, it was you who saved me?
That's right, Dad.
Wow, even after all the crummy stuff I've done to you? But why?
Because you're my dad, and I couldn't stand by and watch you get hurt.
Number 2. Sing Love is a Battlefield in Russian.
I'm gonna try to kill two birds with one stone here. I'll be singing Love is a Battlefield by Pat Benatar. In Russian.
In this episode, Meg gets into Brown University with a fake application that Principal Shepard made for her. She enjoys the campus life until Peter reveals the truth and makes her panic. Brian advises her to prove herself by doing the things she claimed on her application. She succeeds in softball and diving, but the hardest challenge is to sing Love is a Battlefield in Russian. She surprises everyone with her amazing performance and wins the judges' approval. Number 1. Assist Chris in applying for a job.
Well, I'm taking a sabbatical to focus on my pottery.
Oh, how's that working out?
Not good, Meg. Not good.
Well, maybe I could talk to Carl and get you a job here.
Meg is a kind-hearted sister who helps Chris get a job at a mini-mart. She works there after impressing Carl with her neatness when she went shopping with Stewie. She is happy with her job and wants Chris to be happy too. She sees that he is broke and offers him a job opportunity. She persuades Carl to hire Chris and hopes he will like working there.
You and I will be the best brother-sister team since Maggie and Jake Gyllenhaal.
I'm more off-putting.
No, I'm more off-putting.
I'm more unattractive to put in a lead role.
Well, I'm a bigger box office drag.
Kids, you're both just awful.